Meanwhile, out west, you've got the Lakers flirting with a play-in game because of the injuries that they've suffered. The Clippers, the PG-13 that the Clippers thought they were getting for playoff P, he's been dynamite lately. The Jazz, we know, are terrific. Jamal Murray, unfortunately, is out. And then there's this case of the Suns going in this. How do you suss the Western Conference as it sits right now, Stephen A. Smith?
My thing is it's all about the health of Anthony Davis. If Anthony Davis is 100%, Lakers are coming out of the Western Conference. I just think that he and LeBron James are two of the top 5 players on the planet, and there's nothing you can do about that. I look at the Utah Jazz. I give them a lot of respect. I think Quinn Snyder and the staff have done an exceptional job. But when you look at Rudy Gobert, who patrols the interior, you look at Royce O'Neal, who patrols the perimeter from a defensive perspective, their ability to shoot three-point shots, and I think Donovan Mitchell's a star. That makes them a threat. We can't ignore they're both top 5 defensively and offensively. And obviously the road to the finals might potentially have to go through Utah, which is a tough place to play. And I think fans will be back come June, July. At least at 50% capacity, if not better in certain places. I think Utah is one of those places. So as a result, I think that will make it incredibly tough. But ultimately, Anthony Davis and LeBron James, with their experience in the best 4 of 7 series, I think they pulled that out. I think, to me, the team to watch is the Clippers. And I've said this on many occasions on First Take in Stephen A's World, and I'll say it again. Paul George has to show up and play like the star that he is during the regular season. We get that. But we know we need to stop giving Kawhi Leonard a pass. And here's what I mean by that. He's a 2-time champion and a 2-time NBA Finals MVP. You won an MVP the first go-round in San Antonio in 2014 as a 4th option. You had Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker there. All right, so you fed off of that, and essentially you defended LeBron and held him to 28 points per game. I mean, bravo. I mean, to stop the presses. You held him to 28 points a game, okay? So, I mean, that even though he did shoot about 37% against Kawhi Leonard, fair enough. But then you won your championship in Toronto. Well, what happened in Toronto? You went up against Golden State without KD. And, oh, by the way, Klay got hurt in Game 2, was hobbled in Games 3 and 4, came back in Game 5. Came back in Game 5 as well, played. KD comes back in Game 5, goes down for good.
Right.
In his first game in that series. And then Klay Thompson had 30 in the first 2.5 quarters before he tore his ACL. I believe without KD, they would have beat Toronto if Klay Thompson was healthy the whole series with Steph Curry. But then, especially when the both of them went down, you lucked up that way. Then, fair enough, you're a great top 5 player, both ends of the floor. Kawhi Leonard's big time. We get all of that. You got the New Balance commercial. You driving a convertible down the 405 or wherever the hell it was. You got the crown dangling from the mirror. You know, it's a new day. The new king has arrived. You know, you metaphorically speaking, that's what you were saying. The new king has arrived because LeBron hadn't made the playoffs with the Lakers in his first season after he got injured and missed 17 straight games before missing even more because the season was washed. And you were feeling yourself, and y'all up 3-1 on the Denver Nuggets. And not only do you let them come back from a 3-1 deficit, Jamal Murray drops 40 in a Game 7. You could play defense. Paul George could play defense. Patrick Beverly can play defense. And the brother dropped 40. You were nowhere to be found in the second half. Don't get me started with the fourth quarter. You were nowhere to be found. To me, Kawhi Leonard should be on the clock. Yo, bro, what's up? We know you could play. We know what you could do. We know you the human cyborg, no emotion or whatever. Well, damn it, we got it for you. Where am I going to get my matchup with LeBron and you? That's what I want to see.
Right.
Because even though basketball's a team sport, we all know from the park to the court, period. At some point in time, that one-on-one counter happens, and it's what matters to us. We want to see it. I want to see it. LeBron, Kawhi, Lakers, Clippers. Let's get it on. And so that's what I'm looking for this season, because I do think that the Clippers collectively are an incredibly formidable threat to the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's see what happens. And in terms of the Suns, very gifted. Monty Williams doing a great job with Randy as Willie Green and his coaching staff. Chris Paul's a leader and should be an MVP candidate. Devin Booker's a star. We get all of that. They're just young. And I think in a best 4-7 series, when you don't have that experience, it comes back to bite you. I think they're a piece away. I think next year and beyond, we can look forward to the Phoenix Suns. This year, they'll be in the playoffs. They could potentially make some noise, but I think they're on the outside looking into the three teams I mentioned previously.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.